very good morning and a happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's episode of Morning Wealth. Three things that we'll touch upon: Boeing shares take off, Micron's results, and remarks from Mohammad El-Erian. US stocks climbed on Monday as investors weighed the rise in coronavirus infections and the likelihood of future lockdowns against the hopes of more stimulus from central banks. Boeing powered the Dow higher by about 2.3% to close at 25,595, the biggest one-day increase in more than 3 weeks. The S&P also was higher by 1.5% and the Nasdaq was higher by about 1.2%. All 11 sectors of the S&P 500 were positive on Monday, led by industrials, which was up 3.2%. The main catalyst was Boeing. Boeing jumped about $24.48 or 14%, lifting the Dow and the S&P 500 after US air safety regulators said that they would begin key flight tests for the 737 MAX. The tests are an important milestone for getting the plane back into use after 2 crashes forced the fleet to be grounded for more than a year. Also helping was the pending US home sales, which surged by a record 44.3% in May as mortgage rates dropped. The print was more than double the forecast of a 19.3% jump. The 10-year yields were down by about 2 basis points. The dollar was mixed, advancing against the Swiss franc and the yen and pound as well, but losing ground against the euro and the Scandies. The US revoked Hong Kong's special status, citing an increased risk that sensitive American technology will fall into China's hands after new national security laws are in place. The Fed's last pandemic-spurred emergency lending program is open for business. The primary market corporate credit facility will support the issuance of new debt by large corporations. Pricing will be issuer-specific and informed by market conditions, is what the central bank said. Sticking with the central bank, Fed chair remarked, "We have entered an important new phase and have done so sooner than expected. While this bounce back in economic activity is welcome, it also presents new challenges, notably the need to keep the virus in check." China's June PMIs is coming out today. The PMI should show a stronger expansion in manufacturing, aided by the gradual reopening of the economies overseas. The recovery in the service sector may have slowed due to the fresh outbreaks of the virus. Robust construction spurred by government spending probably helped maintain the momentum in the non-manufacturing sector. Moving on to equities. As anticipated, Wells Fargo expects to reduce its 51-cent per share dividend based on Fed's instructions regarding capital distribution through the end of the year. The lender will announce the new level on the 14th of July. Goldman Sachs said it will maintain its dividend of $1.25 per share, and Morgan Stanley is also planning to keep its dividend at 35 cents. Stocks have exhausted policy support, fundamentals and retail inflows, so investors now hope that the Fed will come to the rescue again, is what Mohammad El-Erian writes for Bloomberg Opinion. But elevated asset prices have caused a divergence between Wall Street and Main Street that's generating greater political concern. The central bank may feel compelled to wait for further signs of stress before extending an already stretched response. These are some of the remarks that he made on Bloomberg Opinion. Lululemon is branching out from yoga pants, buying in a home fitness company called Mirror for about $500 million. Micron gave strong forecasts for the current period, suggesting demand is recovering as parts of the global economy emerge from the lockdown. Revenue will be 5.75 billion to 6.25 billion versus an average analyst estimate of about 5.5 billion. Micron's third quarter sales and net income also beat estimates. Shares rallied about 6% in extended trading. Gilead will charge about roughly 3,120 to US hospitals for a 5-day regime of remdesivir to treat COVID-19, picking a middle ground in the high-profile decision on the cost of the drug. Tata Steel reported a second consecutive quarterly loss as sales fell by about 20%. On the rate side, ECB has the support of the broad coalition in German parliament Angela Merkel's bloc partners as well as Greens and Liberal Democrats have agreed on a draft motion to back the central bank's bond buying program. On the FX side, the British pound weakened 0.3% against the dollar as investors grew jittery about the Brexit talks that are set to resume this week. Failure by the UK to reach a meaningful trade deal with the European Union would jolt the country at the same time that its economy is being rocked by the pandemic. That's your update. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Speak soon.